Hello again, good afternoon. This is Business. Now, it's now official that the IMF is considering the middle of September as a new date to review Ghana's performance under the fund program. That's according to an official statement released by the IMF. George Jaffé has more.
The IMF in a statement maintains that it has taken this decision because discussions are still ongoing between the staff of the fund and government to update on macroeconomic projections, firm up fiscal outlook for the remainder of 2016, and ascertain the financial pressure of state-owned organizations on the country's finances in order not to pose additional risk on the government's budget. According to the IMF mission chief to Ghana, Joel Tijjaz-Bennett, subject to a quick and positive conclusion of these discussions, the staff expect the third program review to be considered by the IMF Executive Board around mid-September. The board, per the original plan, should have met in July this year to review Ghana's performance, but had to push it to September, according to an email sent to Joy Business after we sent some questions to the Washington-based lender on the status of the Executive Board meeting on Ghana. However, sources close to government and the fund later told Joy Business that the IMF was looking at August 29 as the new date if government was able to meet all the conditions. However, this latest statement from the fund has rubbished all those speculations as to whether the meeting would have come off next week. For some, the delay will indeed have some implications on the economy, looking at the fact that some investors are still looking forward to the IMF report before they invest in the government's planned fifth Eurobond sale. It could also affect the release of some $400 million to Ghana from the country's donor partners, which could have come in quickly if the board had indeed met on August 29. The IMF itself should have released some $116 million to Ghana if the country had passed all the requirements under the third review.
Now, moving on, 21 rural banks were part of the list of 100 companies which excelled during this year's edition of the Ghana Club 100 Awards ceremony, which celebrated corporate excellence. This was a marked improvement on previous year's events, where rural banks were virtually absent. The banks made it this year based on growth, tax, and profitability. Darryl Kwao has more.
The concept of rural banking was introduced by the Bank of Ghana in 1976 to bridge the financial intermediation gap between urban and rural dwellers to, among others, provide credit to small-scale farmers and businesses as well as supporting development projects. This year, 21 rural banks across the country made the list of top 100 companies, indicating a consistency in performance of rural banks in the awards event in recent years. Chief Executive of Amenfiman Rural Bank, Alexander Asma, explains why rural banks seem to be performing so well.
See, we know that in this country, a lot of the people are living in the rural communities. And we understand from statistics that over 70% of Ghanaians are in the informal sector. And that is where the rural bank is giving a lot of attention. So this awards tonight is giving the picture to the whole country, Ghana, that watch out for the rural banks because they are providing the real solution to the small micro enterprises in the communities, and they are helping the economy to grow in the rural communities. And I think that is what the rural bank is doing to contribute to this country, and that's why we are coming up so much.
Amenfiman Rural Bank topped in the rural banking category. Mr. Asma also shared with Joy Business what underpins the success of his outfit.
For us in Amenfiman Rural Bank, our attention is that we are redefining rural banking. The whole thinking of rural banking is that we are doing some small microfinance, small financial business in a village. But we are defining it as a bank, and therefore we are providing the top-class, world-class customer service that you see in every bank. And so when you come to Amenfiman Rural Bank, the standard is a world-class banking standard. And so we have a lot of acceptance at the communities that we work, and we have customers that are very loyal to us, and we have employees that are doing their best to make sure that we keep those standards. And I think that is what is winning us the award.
And that's all in business for now. Join me again at 1 o'clock for more business news updates on the marketplace. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji Riafe. Up next is sports.